Today we have the brand new Craftsman Overdrive series of tools to look at. We've got the wrench set and we've got the 121 piece socket and ratchet set. We haven't really heard from Craftsman in the last couple of years since their V series kind of launched and flopped. Haven't had much going on with the Craftsman name after that, and then their failure of their USA made tools coming back. So will the Overdrive series of tools redeem Craftsman's name? Will they sway you into purchasing Craftsman tools once again, as a lot of people have left the Craftsman brand over the last 10 to 15 years? Well, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into it and check out the tools and see what Craftsman is bringing to the table. So guys, I figured we'd start things off with the 11-piece metric wrench set. As we see, it comes in this nice little folding case, very similar to other Stanley Black & Decker products. As we know, Craftsman is owned by Stanley Black & Decker and is under that umbrella with tons of other brands. So this set includes a 6mm, 8mm, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19mm wrench in it. First off, it is in their gunmetal chrome, their kind of shadowy, dark colored chrome. And the big thing is, with the Overdrive series of wrenches, is the business end, the open end, and the closed end. We now see that we have teeth in both the box end and open end of the wrench. Now, those keen-eyed viewers may know that the open end here looks very similar to some other Stanley Black & Decker tools, that being the Mac RBRT wrenches and the USAG 285X wrenches. Now, I'm not sure if Occam has a similar series out yet as the RBRT grip, but we could expect something similar from them as well, being under that Stanley Black & Decker umbrella. Now, the actual beam, the handle of the wrench is very reminiscent of the modern Craftsman design. Same with the normal offset on the box end here that we are all familiar with. And really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and grab our Mac RBRTs and the USAG 285Xs, and we'll do a quick comparison to those with these. So actually, before we go into that, let's look really quickly back at the Craftsman V series. I've got the Craftsman V series and a Occam 444 100th anniversary set here. As you see, the wrench holders are pretty much the same other than the coloring on them. And we open them up and we see that the wrenches are essentially the same in their design. We've got a matte chrome on the Occam. We've got high polished chrome on the Craftsman V series. Same overall length of the wrenches. We've got a 12-point on the box end. We do have the 100th anniversary here on the Occam because it is a 100th anniversary special. But flat jaws, everything else dimensionally is the same. And, you know, that was that with the Craftsman V series wrench. So if we compare this really quickly to the Overdrive wrench, these are a short pattern wrench. The Overdrives are a long pattern wrench. We've got 6-point versus 12-point here. And then we've got smooth jaws versus our gripping teeth jaws on this, on the open end. So now on screen, we've got the Mac RBRT, we've got the Craftsman Overdrive, and the USAG 285X. As we've talked about in the past, we already know that the USAG and the Mac are the exact same wrench. The only difference is the stamping of USAG or Mac and 285X or Mac RBRT and part number. If we look at our open end, exact same teeth in the open end. If we overlay the offset, exact same offset. And if we overlay the box end, identical, exact same thing. $400 plus for the RBRT grip. Little less than $200 to import the USAG from Italy. Now, when we compare these to the Craftsman Overdrive wrench set that comes in at about 76 bucks, if we look at our open end, our teeth pretty much line right up. And if we look at the bottom jaw, the opposing jaw, there are extra teeth on the Mac and USAG that the Craftsman Overdrive does not have. So our open end is pretty much the same with those gripping teeth and the same design other than the missing tooth here on the Craftsman. Now, of course, the handle is much more narrow and to a point on the Craftsman as it follows Craftsman's traditional beam on the wrench. As of late, It's not the big raised panel wrenches of old USA Craftsman, but the modern Craftsman of the last 15, 20 years or so. And then at the end, again, we have a more traditional offset on the box end as compared to the Mac. And if we overlay again those box ends over top of each other, we see the same tooth pattern in those. So, man, Stanley Black & Decker wants $400 plus for this Mac set. They want about $200 for the USAG set, actually less when you're not importing them to the United States. And then they want $76 for the Craftsman set. Makes me think that the Craftsman set is a heck of a steal of a deal when comparing the prices of these two. There are differences, though, as I said, in the actual comfort of this wrench handle. It's more sharp, it's more thin. These are definitely more comfortable wrenches. There is that extra tooth, so it probably won't grip just as well as the USAG or the Mac in the open end, but the box end is pretty much the same. So for the massive price difference here, I think the Craftsman is a pretty good score, especially if it's a second set of wrenches. You just want to use it for partially damaged or partially rounded fasteners, something to have on hand, something to keep in the vehicle with you, something to throw in the trailer, what have you. It would be a nice extra set of wrenches, well under $100. So guys, moving on, we are now going to look at the 121-piece ratchet, wrench, and socket set. This is at Lowe's right now for $199. I believe full retail price is like $212 or $211, but they've got it marked down at an introductory price for these just launching. We'll look on the back really quickly, and it gives you a breakdown of what you get in the set, but who wants to read that? We can just open it up and take a look at what actually is in this set. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and pop the set open, see what's in it, and talk about it. So in this set, you get quite a few L keys or hex keys. They always pad these kits and drive the number of pieces up with these sets. We've got some SAE overdrive wrenches. We've got some metric overdrive wrenches. We've got some 3/8 SAE and metric sockets. We've got some 1/2-inch shallows. We've got some, I guess these are the deep well, but they're more semi-deep in appearance. We've got some 1/4-inch and 3/8 metric SAE sockets. We've got 1/2-inch extension, 3/8 extension, 1/4-inch extension. We've got a universal joint. We've got a bit holding socket. We've got a ton of cheapo little bits in here to pad that number up again. We've got spark plug sockets. We've got a nut driver, 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2-inch 180 tooth overdrive ratchet in the set. So nothing in this set really jumps out at me as anything special or grand or great or wonderful. It is a generic homeowner grade tool set, which Craftsman is known for, competing with Cobalt, Husky, that tier of tool. Now the new 180 tooth ratchets, I've got the 3/8 here. This is not truly a 180 tooth ratchet. This is a 90 tooth ratchet with dual offset paws, similar to GearWrench's 120 XP ratchet. That's really a 60 tooth ratchet with dual offset paws. So 2 paws times 60 is 120, and 2 paws times 90 is 180. Now, this is a pretty smooth mechanism. I opened it up. I added some gun oil in here. The grease that came in it was a little bit thick in my opinion. I've been using Lucas gun oil in most all my ratchets. It really makes them work a lot better, frees them up. Now, it is a little bit chunky in here, but it's brand new, hasn't been worked in. I'm assuming it'll get smoother with age and with being used, but it really has a lot of back drag to it. It's not a great ratchet. It's not going to be a professional level ratchet. I mean, it's great for a kit like this that you're going to throw in the back of the truck, throw in the trailer, throw in the garage for when you need something as an emergency kind of whatever. I need a socket and a ratchet to assemble a piece of furniture, or my alternator went bad in my driveway and I want to put an alternator or change my brakes on the weekend. It's perfectly fine for that. But this is not something that you're going to grab up if you are a professional technician, professional mechanic, and use all day, every day, all week. It's just there's better options out there, and even for similar price point. Now, again, Craftsman ratchets have never been my favorite. This is just personal opinion here. They're a little bit bulky, they're a little bit wide, a little bit thick compared to a Snap-on or a Koken or Cornwell or any other major player in tools and ratchets. This is a brand new untested ratchet. We don't know how the 180 tooth mech's going to hold up, what have you, but there it is. It's the same in the 1/4 inch, same in the 1/2 inch. I did open one up and took a video of the drive moving and those two paws ratcheting back and forth. I'll put it in here now. I believe it was on the 1/2 inch drive, but it's basically all the same ratchet, just with a smaller size body and smaller size drive in it. So just like the standalone wrenches, the wrenches in the 120 piece set or the combo sets, same gripping technology in these wrenches. I believe that Craftsman claims about 70% rounded fastener it can take off. I don't know how you put a percentage on damage of a fastener, but 70-ish is the number I saw floating around. True or false, who's to say? Perhaps Torque Test Channel will grab some of these and test them out for us, and we'll get some scientific data on them. So as far as the rest of the stuff in this kit is concerned, it's pretty much whatever with the little L keys and the little bits. They're cheapo whatever bits to pad the number in the kit. But the real special thing comes from the sockets, and I'll grab a 22 just so we've got a big socket to see, and that is the teeth in the sockets. 3 flats have teeth, 3 flats are normal. All of these are 6-point. Again, supposed to grip onto those rounded, damaged fasteners and pull them off where others would slip or continue to round or damage. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen similar to this before from other Stanley Black & Decker brands. We know that Max Precision Torque sockets have a toothed system in it, but they're more offset to one side of the flat instead of in the middle. But Mac has just unveiled their RBRT sockets, and their RBRT sockets, from what I've seen the pictures, look just like this. 3 sets of flats with teeth in a triangulated pattern like this. Now, those Mac RBRT sockets haven't officially been released yet. I have them on order with my Mac dealer, but he hasn't got them to me yet. So, will these be better than your traditional socket? Most likely. Will these work better on rusty fasteners or damaged fasteners? More than likely. How well? Hard to say. I do think that these sockets will be worth it at the price point if they're going to start selling them on a standalone rail. I don't know if they are or not. As far as I know, they just have this kit, a smaller combo kit, and the wrenches available at the moment. I don't think I would go and buy the standalone ratchet. It doesn't seem to be that great, new, or inventive to me. More teeth doesn't mean automatically more better when it comes to ratchets. I think everyone has gotten carried away with their ratchets and adding more and more teeth. Tooth count is not the end-all be-all. Having a low back drag, I think, is way more important than a high tooth count. Anything above 72 to 90 range is plenty at this point. So, again, sockets, I think will be great, especially if they start selling them as a standalone kit. Price for price, being similar in design to the Mac RBRTs and how they're going to be priced, this will be a steal. Same with the wrench set. The individual wrench sets are probably going to be great in the long run, and as long as they support it with that lifetime warranty, how can you beat having that technology in a $76 wrench set? Now, as far as the rest of this goes, it's pretty much, as I said, generic Craftsman stuff, the extensions, the bits, the hex keys, whatever. The only real new and inventive thing they've brought us is the ratchets, the sockets, and the wrenches. Although, in all honesty, it's not inventive or new per se, period. It's just new from Craftsman. So, there you go, guys. There is a quick overview and look at the Craftsman Overdrive series of tools in the 121-piece set and the 11-piece metric wrench set. Overall, again, I think it'll be a great buy on the sockets and the wrenches, but the ratchets are probably better left on the store shelves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you all in the next one.